All right, greetings. Hey, this is Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. And ain't she green today? And we've had a couple of rainy days. And today it's raining. It's raining now. It's raining pretty good. It's shut off for a minute, and I thought I'd make this video because I came out just to kind of peruse things this morning to see how things are going. And I came out to this field, and I've been walking past it, and it's all kind of coming up, you know, and so you don't really see the depth of it. Right, and we were gone for a week, and I wanted to come out here and I wanted to look it over real good. So I did, and let me show you what I found. I think this should be on the news. I want to find another one like I found before. Well, when you know, they all look good. Let me just pull a random one. Okay. This is a field that I planted about a month ago. I planted it late in August. And when I say I planted it, I come out with a little spreader, a handheld spreader, and I walk a pattern, and I couldn't have had more than 1.5 pounds of seed. And it was this forage radish is what they call these, otherwise known as daikons, right? And so this is only a month, and you can see the coverage that I have on here. The one that I pulled out just a little while ago and got pretty excited about was about half the size of that, but it was plumper. It was fatter. And I took it into the shop and I sprayed the dirt off of it and I threw it on the scale, and it was 2.75 pounds, right? This one's bigger. Not quite as fat, but it's a little bit longer, right? So I'd say that this plant right here has got to go 3 pounds. And now we're only 1 month in on this field, and I've got plenty of growing left. This is a cold weather species. These do really nicely in the cold weather. You can see the beautiful tops that they have, and you can kind of get an idea of the depth of them here. Actually, by this one, you can see the tops of these radishes are overtaking that other plant that's out there. That's amaranth, also known as pigweed. The pigs really like that stuff. But that's as high as it's going to go. See, you can tell it's going to seed. And let's say that I wait 1 month before I let the pigs down this alleyway onto this. If I wait 1 month, these are going to be twice as big as they are right now. So instead of each one of these plants weighing about 3 pounds, they're going to be about 6 pounds or even more, honestly, because the ground is nice. The situation we have on this field is this was coming out of winter in rye, and I let the pigs in on here. There was about 15 of them, I'd say, and they took it right down to nothing. I tilled it and planted it, and then moved them down to that field down there where they are right now. They're on field number 1. All right, but I can't get over the thrill of the amount of forage that I have out here in 1 month. So I've written this down on the calendar, and we're going to remember next year to plant our daikons in August. August. Previously, I thought they do really well in early summer, but nothing like this. These things are doing really, really good. And I can tell from looking at them, the trajectory on it is going to be really good. You know, I see something growing over there that I want to look at. I'll take you right over and show it to you, because this appears a little strange to me from this point of view. What the heck? Wow, these ones are really big. Oh yeah, look at that one. That one's a huge. The other one that I picked, I was so excited about it, I took it in the house and it got devoured in the house. Yeah, these ones right in here are a lot bigger. So you can kind of gauge the fertility of the field. Some places are better than others for growing this. This is a little bit shaded right here, and it was really wet. The pigs dig this out here, and there winds up being a little wallow right in here. And so you can see that that has just grown really well. That's a month. That's a month. That's just incredible where we're going to be at in another couple of weeks. So Homestead Hog Harvest is coming up. It's the beginning of, it's the first weekend in November. And I think that I want to let this go for one more month. And just so when people come here, they can see what the capabilities of this system are. I mean, this isn't just a field that I planted daikons on. This is a field that was in rye last year, and the pigs have taken it down. All their manure and urine is on here. They took it all down and they manured all that back. And then we've planted it back. Just the fertility out here is unbelievable. That's what I'm getting geeked about. I cannot believe the fertility that we've got here. And it seems like every time we go through this cycle, our fertility comes up a notch. It has never gone the other way. Like, I've never added anything to this in the way of any kind of fertilizer or anything like that. A little bit of compost early on, but now I don't bother putting compost out here now. I would be scooping soil off of here if I needed to set up another garden someplace on the farm. That's where I'd get it from. Or if I wanted to, I had a bad patch in the lawn or something like that, I would be scooping it out of here. This is so fertile. One of the things that people who raise pigs on pasture, I guess, and I want to say that loosely because pasture is grass. And as soon as you put pigs on it, well, they'll root it right up. So there won't be pasture there for very long. So it's more like a grow field. It's more like a produce field that you let your pigs on. There's Chloe at the ready. Look at that. One of the things that they deal with is you get overly fertile. So the ground sours, it's way out of balance, is too much of a good thing out there. And then the animals wind up compacting it down, and then a lot of the microorganisms that are out there leave and things like that. Now, what these daikons do, you can see those things were a foot long. They'll get to be 2 feet long, and they'll go really deep because they're going after nutrient. They have plenty of nutrient on the top. If you would examine that particular plant that I pulled out, you'd see that the tops were perfect. There was no infestation of anything at all. Those tops right now are primo. If you just want to, parboil those and make soups out of them. They're primo right now. And the bottoms, the radish, I mean, if we wanted to start pickling them, we could, and we probably will. That's why I took it up to show Jill. Just premium. They don't get any better than that, and that indicates optimal fertility. Like every need that radish has is being met by the fertility of that ground. That ground is all the microorganisms in that ground, all their needs are being met from the manure of these pigs and the urine. And then the aeration process, right? So this isn't really pasturing pigs. That's kind of a jumbo shrimp. You know, if you put pigs on pasture, they'll ruin it. You know, and then people will say, oh, we'll put rings in there, no, so they won't dig. No, because then you defeat the whole design here. The pigs go out there and they turn everything up. They aerate it. They put more microorganisms in the soil via their manure. The feed that we're giving them, which I'm feeding them mostly just junk bread, junk hay, chicken heads and feet from the processing plant. You know, it's mostly junk. That they break it down, and that feeds the microorganisms in the soil, and it provides an optimal place for these radishes to grow, which are going to provide the pigs, again, optimal feed to create more manure, and so on and so on. So it's almost like a perpetual increase of fertility. And that kind of goes against, well, you can't have that. You can't have that. You can't have that without some Miracle-Gro on there. Well, I think you can, because there's additions coming all the time through the sun and through the rain. I mean, you do a chemical analysis on the rain, and there's a lot of nitrogen in that. And then the working of the pigs and all the things that happen. And then we're planting different crops in there all the time. So there's different things happening. But I don't think we've ever seen to where we've had a decrease in fertility that we say all of a sudden, oh, we got to do something here. We got to get some fertilizer on this. I've never put any fertilizer out there. Matter of fact, I've never put any fertilizer on the whole farm. And, you know, it seems to be doing pretty darn good here. So I'm pretty excited about that. If you look at the next field over, I didn't really show it. I've got radishes or turnips, purple top turnips that I planted on that just a week ago, right before we went on our little vacation. And they're about 2 inches now. So the germination is happening really quick. And I just couldn't be more thrilled with the way things are going out there. I'm looking at that, and if you look, that field is 10,000 square feet. It's just 100 by 100, which in farming world, that's not much, you know. But if you do a weight analysis on this, and I always say this because this is the icing on the cake, if you weigh out a square foot, and I'm telling you that there's 2 or 3 of those in a square foot of those radishes, both the tops and the bottoms, you're talking about 7, 8, 10 pounds per square foot times 10,000. That's a lot of feed. Well, some people might say, yeah, but they're not going to grow very fast on that. How fast do you need them to grow? Is my question. If it's a race to get them to grow fast, then okay, you can be in that race. But we've got plenty of them that are big. And so if the other ones, the ones behind them, don't get quite so big, quite so fast, that's okay. It's spaced out. We've got a good interval now. And that whole quickness thing is kind of a moot point. Especially a pound and a half of seed out there cost me about $10, if that much. I don't think it was that much. Jill gets it for me, and you know, then I just take it off the shelf, what I feel is the good thing to use that time. So if there's 5 pounds in 10,000 square feet, that's 50,000 pounds. is more like 10 pounds. So there's probably going to be 100,000 pounds of feed out there. You put that 100,000 pounds of feed on one side of the scale, and then on the other side of the scale, it's like, well, it's going to take longer. Okay. It's a good trade-off. It's a darn good trade-off. And really, what we know about animal production, you know, the thought is, well, you want to eat young animals, you know, for meat production. That's made up. That's not true. Young, like a young calf, a very young calf, the meat is almost white and it's tasteless, and a lot of the muscles are developed. An older animal, like a 40-year-old cow, a cow that's had calves, that is the piece de resistance right there. Piece de resistance chicks, that right there is good eating meat. So we want our animals to be older, not younger. You'd think it makes sense, younger. Like if we were cannibals, would we rather eat old? Forget it. So anyway, you want your animals to be a little bit older anyway, you know, and people think, well, they'll get tough. No, they won't. That's kind of made up so that we feel good about eating young animals. But anyway, I really got geeked about that today. I hope everybody has a good day. And remember,